Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, let's just start with getting involved with the project. How did Jim approach you guys to participate in it?
Well, really, Jim has been a friend of ours since Ghost Dog, you know what I mean? And when he wanted to get us to participate in Coffee and Cigarettes, he reached out to our people. I think he asked me personally. He also know friends of ours, and he reached out, and the word got back around that Jim wanted us to come join him and do some work. And, he was happy to come assist him any way possible.
Have you seen some of the previous Coffee and Cigarette shorts that he had done?
No, I haven't. No,
me either. I didn't see none of them.
Were you kind of surprised by because I didn't know anything about the movie going in, so I didn't know if it was going to be everybody sort of together, or little vignettes, or how it was going to work. Were you surprised, or what was your reaction when he said, "Okay, well, it's going to be 5 minutes, and it's you guys will Bill Murray"?
What do you tell us about Bill Murray? Was it day of? I don't know it was going to be Bill Murray.
But it was. I found out the day of. We got the script the same day we got there. When we arrived, the script was given to us, so everything was just right there on the spot. I didn't actually know what it was about at all.
But I think we knew that he wanted us to do Coffee and Cigarettes, but we didn't know that Bill Murray was going to be there. Right. You know what I mean? I knew you was going to be there.
Yeah.
You knew I was going to be there. I didn't know Bill Murray was part of it. So Jim it was more like a surprise thing. I think that kind of also helped the flow of the energy too, because it was more like a surprise about what we doing and what it was about. And also, if you look at the movie, you notice that everybody in the movie drinks coffee except us. You know what I mean?
Actually, I love the little talk you guys have about the pros and cons of coffee versus tea.
Right.
It's pretty funny. Is that something that Jim wanted, or did you guys offer that bit of advice to him?
Nah, he wrote that, huh?
Yeah, some of it was just thrown in out of nowhere. Bill
had some policies.
Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of the stuff that Jim wrote, like a lot of it was script. I say 80% was script, but 20% was tossed in. But Jim is familiar with Wu-Tang, and he's familiar with the GZA, he's familiar with me. We see each other, throughout the course of the year. And I think at first I thought he was his way of mocking us. You know what I mean? Because it's like, hold on, this is making a joke of us. But at the same time, he knows what we do. He knows that we tea. We drink tea. We drink herbal tea. Yeah, so he kind of played along with the reality, along with his own little imagination.
Is it weird when somebody's asking you to play yourself in a way? I mean, do you become sort of self-aware of yourself and of your movements and the way you talk and stuff, or is it easy to sleep?
Actually, it's much easier like that because you don't have to portray any role or anything. You just be yourself. It's a whole lot easier.
I gotta add too that it's definitely easier, but also you still wanna. Like when I watch Just on the camera, it's like he still is on the camera. You know what I mean? Even though he's playing himself, he's still on the camera. And I think that's something that's hard to do. It's not easy to do. Like it's easy to rap for a video and like, what's up, yo? But then just to get and be yourself and ignore the camera, I think it's a difficult thing. And I think after watching a few takes with him, and also after your Dave Chappelle thing, it kind of schooled me because your eyes never look at the camera. I'm always like conscious of it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard if you.
Quick little adjustment, Mark. Go ahead. You can ask a question.
It's weird if you've never done film or TV and they put the camera in front of you and it's just like almost like an instinct that you want to look at it and you don't have sort of that address with it. Well, how did you guys first hook up with Jim back in Ghost Dog? I mean, did he approach you guys? Did you know of his work already?
Well, I met Jim on the set of Ghost Dog. I didn't know him. Partner of ours, Dreddy Kruger. He was in the movie with RZA and them, and they were filming in Jersey City. And I walked up to the park and met them, and that's where I met Jim. This is way before we even filmed the Coffee and Cigarettes thing, and that's how I met him. And he was like, "Yo, I love your music. I love Wu-Tang. I'm a big fan of yours, GZA." And he wanted me to actually get in the scene in the park, but I wasn't prepared or fit to get in it. But that's how I met him.
How did you like scoring? I mean, was that the first time you'd done a score for a movie?
Well, yeah. Well, for as far as me, that was the first score I did. I did the score for Ghost Dog, and the same guy, Dreddy Kruger, which he introduced GZA to Jim as well as me. He had brought Jim to my office, and Jim was like, "I want you to score my movie, man." And I'm like, That's funny because I've been thinking about scoring movies. You know what I mean? So it's kind of ironic. And then we, he's like, Forrest Whitaker's going to play the lead role. And, here goes some of my movies to watch so you can understand how I am. And I watched some of his movies, but it was the one called Dead Man with Johnny Depp that stuck in my like, yo, this guy got talent. You know what I mean? I recognize his talent. I recognize his also was very different style of filming than the average, movie maker. You know what I mean? And so I became interested in working with him. And basically, we got back together, met with Forrest Whitaker. And Jim was like, okay, you go start the music. Forrest, you go practice for the scenes. And I'll see you guys in a year.
Did it come naturally once you actually got into it? Did you feel comfortable with the process?
For scoring?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, scoring was something that I think I was leading myself to anyway. When I made my album called Bobby Digital in stereo, a lot of the critics kind of was like, what the heck is RZA doing? You know what I mean? And my album starts off saying, like, everybody keeps sampling these break beats and these loops and just making these 2-bar and 4-bar loops. I had a 16-bar, 20-bar phrases going on. But in hip-hop, it don't make no sense. You know what I mean? But for cinematics, or for cinema, it makes much sense. And after the critics kind of downplayed that particular album, and even though I went on to sell about 700,000 copies, you know what I mean? I still felt like it wasn't self-satisfactory. When I realized that what I was doing wasn't only music you could dance to or rap to, but it was music for picture. And Jim came right along and that right where I was there. It was like almost karma.
Well, now that you guys have segued into directing as well, is that something you want to keep on doing, or how do you see? Because I'm always surprised by today's guys, today's artists, that it's not just about being an actor or being a musician or being a director, but that so many people who have talent, it's just sort of inevitable that they start branching out and trying new things, and it's open to them to try new things. How do you guys see that evolution for yourselves? Stepping into directing and scoring movies, and now a little bit of acting, and at the same time continuing to do the music that you guys do.
That's where I want to be. I mean, film is something that I definitely want to get into. I've directed videos in the past, about 20. Right now, I'm writing a couple of shorts. So I'm getting more into writing, and I definitely want to get into film. And being in the music industry, you always end up branching off into something else. I mean, that's just how it is. There's room to do so much, and my mind is just so crazy at times that I want to just do more than make records. I want to really, really, express what I'm thinking and my thoughts and just put them out there. So, I plan to go head on with that.
And also, like for us being a GZA, like for many years we talked about directing movies. You know what I mean? We talked about writing scripts. I mean, since we was teenagers, basically. You know what I mean? We talked about these things. But of course, we was master rappers. You know what I mean? That's something. We became masters at rapping, and I added DJ and producing to my thing. GZA also produces. You know what I mean? So it's like, these are things that we thought of as a kid from reading comics, watching kung fu flicks, or writing lyrics. You know what I mean? And then as we got older, of course, success, it gave us an opportunity to experiment with some of these things. And now, to me, at the level of life we're in right now, and the degree of life we're reaching, to me, like making records is always a beautiful thing to do. You know what I'm saying? But I think sometimes it belongs to a certain bracket. You know what I mean? And I think as we become, get mature and we get more mature, you want to take that same musical expression, that same musical creativity, and put it into another medium. And film, I think, is a natural medium for us, not for every rapper. I know a lot of rappers want to go make movies and want to be actors, but I think people like us is more different because we put 10 years in learning how to direct. You know what I mean? It's been 10 years since we've been reading the books and looking at cameras. We was going to buy a camera in 1995. We was going to put $100,000 up a piece to buy a camera just because this is what we wanted to do. You know what I mean? So, and now that years later, this dedication has grown and the opportunity has become more valuable. I'm quite sure that you will see movies directed and written by the GZA, as well as movies directed and written by the RZA, movies scored by the RZA, movies scored by the GZA, and on and on. You know what I mean?
Do you guys find that you touched a little bit upon this, but does it satisfy? Is it one creative impulse that gets expressed in different things, or does each medium allow you to express, its own unique thing that you find? Scoring a movie, you can express something that you couldn't do in a rap album, and vice versa, or vice versa.
Directly. I mean, scoring a movie, making I repeated this many times today, so sorry if I'm not, but making a rap beat is going to be 2 to 4 bars of a loop, and that's going to be basically the foundation and primary thing of the beat. When you're scoring a movie now, I can go 16 bars, 20 bars before I repeat one note. And it's more of an expression, it's a movement, you know what I mean? And hip-hop kind of kept me from being able to move. I mean, it got to a point where some of my beats, I'll play to some of my Wu-Tang brothers, and they wasn't for the beats. Not because the beat wasn't good, but because it wasn't rappable. It wasn't easy to rap to, because the beat man went... But nothing happened. But if it was going, they can rap all day. You know what I mean? It's just one. So when I started seeing that was the case, I was like, okay, I'm gone. I got to find a place that could take this. I need a canvas for this painting, because it's not just happening on the canvas that I'm using.
I agree with him, because, see, some producers, maybe a lot of them have the same talent within, but they don't know where to put the music. Like, RZA had to grow into that. Like he was saying, sometimes he may have played a beat, because there's been times he played music for me. I said, that sound like this type of commercial. Because anytime I hear music, I get pictures in my head automatically. And a lot of times I hear beats, and because off the Beneath the Surface album, I put commercials on there. But I actually scored the commercial with original music, like the cell phone commercial or the PSA with the children and guns. And I actually did a scoring on there, went out and got a musician. And usually when I hear beats from producers, sometimes being that I'm writing scripts and I'm getting more involved in this, I see so many different things now when I hear music. And even with RZA's music, sometimes like he was playing the beat, I was like, that sound more like, he was like, what, Tough Love?
Right.
It's just about knowing where to put it and when to put it, you know what I'm saying, with the music. And a lot of producers is not really on that level yet, because they trying to push off everything they do as hip hop, as music, instead of looking at it like, because even one time True Master was playing a beat, and I was like, he was playing it to me as a song, like, you can kill this track, and I'm listening to it, and I'm listening to the hook, I'm like, United Negro College Fund, just
a commercial, right?
And it just put a whole new concept in his head, because that's what I was hearing. I was hearing the hook, right, and everything that was on it, and that's the level a lot of producers have to bring it to,
Well, and I was told that, like, throughout the course of my success, you know what I mean, meeting many critics and many writers about what I did, it was like, your music is so cinematic, you know what I mean? I have kids told me they vote, people in Hollywood, I meet all the guys, nowadays, that I wrote my script listening to you, or I wrote my script listening to the Liquid Sword album. That was a movie for me, you know what I mean? So we was already there, we just didn't know how to really express and to get it to the total medium. But now we at the level of understanding, to whereas we can manifest it at will. You know what I mean? It's easy. Like, even if you look at film adjustment, it's like he always had ideas. You know what I mean, of what he wanted to film. But then after doing 10, 20 videos, now it's like, now you've been trained. Now you really could just zone in.
Yeah. Does it now come? Well, you talk a little bit about, do the images and the music almost come together, or sometimes the images now come first, and you almost think of a beat to go with a certain sequence of images?
Yeah, it's both.
Yes, right? Yeah, it's both. Because sometimes the images always come to you like thoughts every day, especially with writers. You sit around and you hear things and you think of something and you write it down real fast, and then sometimes you can get a track or a beat. And it brings something else to you. Like I said, sometimes like he said, music is cinematic, and sometimes I hear certain music, I already know where to go with it or what to do with it. I've never been one to take a rhyme off a track. I don't think I've ever done that.
Take a rhyme off a track?
And put another rhyme on it, because I always know where to go with the rhyme. Like, a lot of artists usually say one verse and then they have to change it because it don't fit. I have to see the picture ahead of time, and
then when you put it, it's already
exactly. It works together.
if you look at a great director, like if you look at Jim, you know what I mean, Coffee and Cigarettes, and you hear the kind of music that's in the background. Also, you know, good directors gotta have good musical ear. You know what I mean? So you hear the music, even the music in the background. A lot of his skits, it fits the mold of the skit. You look at Quentin Tarantino and all his movies and things like that. You see that he's musically inclined. You know what I mean? And he picks the right music with his film. You know what I mean? Whether it's a song he heard on the radio or whether a song that RZA composed for, whatever, he still knows that this is the kind of sound I want to go with that picture. And I think the elite directors and the elite music writers think that way. But of course, we have those in between that just, you know, they're only good at one thing. You know, they master, you know, some guys, he's a master of music. That's what he does. He is not thinking about nothing else. And some guys, he's a master of directing. Some guys are a master actor. You look at somebody like Sean Penn. You know, in the beginning days, they thought he was he played the guy who was getting high in high school, then he played the tough guy. But now Sean Penn, you look at him, his range of acting, he's a super actor, yo. You know what I mean? He's a super good actor, you know, and it's Johnny Depp, these guys, you know, they was young 21 Jump Street guys. And now you see them now, yo, they have mastered their craft. You know what I mean? And you can see them in the future potentially being like how Clint Eastwood, you know, who did he did the Cold Mountain, right? No, Clint Eastwood. You see that Clint Eastwood started off as the most American, tough Western guy, and now he's a master filmmaker. You know what I mean? So some people could grow to that level.
Evolve into different things.
Yeah. Yeah, it's interesting that you bring that up. I totally agree with you. And does this happen in music too? Because talking about cinema, one thing that I think people like Eastwood have is economy. You know, you watch Mr. Giver, and it's such an economical movie in terms of telling the story. You know, there's no fat in the script. Right. There's no fat in the shots. He's not going crazy with the camera and the editing. Could that happen in music too? That things get overproduced or
all the time. All the time. The industry is saturated with that. Right. I mean, it's so much of it is ridiculous. That always happens.
Yep. And I've done it myself also. You know what I mean? I know there's been a couple of projects I put out that basically I went too far based on the realm which I was in. I use Bobby Digital as another example. The Bobby Digital Studio, it's now being reviewed and revisited by magazines and critics as being a classic. Mm-hmm. But during the time when it came out, it was more like, what is this guy doing? It's too much. Like you said, it's too much in there. Mm-hmm. All the kids want to do is go. That's it. You change that tempo. I had a song that started like. Then it went fast and it went slow. People are like, what is this all about? This is never played on the radio because it's not in a template. Okay? Most music is stuck into a template. So sometimes you can overproduce. But as time go on and we all grow, because first you are a kid listening to music, then you become an adult listening to music. And as an adult listening to it, you appreciate the extra fat and the extra gravy that was on it. You know what I mean?
After working with Jim and people like Quentin too, is there anybody else that you guys would like to collaborate with? Who sort of catches your attention of the filmmakers working today?
I'll let Justin or whatever.
Robert De Niro.
Oh, Robert De Niro that's one of the greatest actors in history.
I mean, there's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. Oliver Stone,
Oliver Stone
he's the master director. The Palmer, Coppola, those are all masters.
Yeah.
I mean, then you also, who the masters are, Spielberg and all these guys. But then you also got some guys coming out, Antoine Fuqua's coming up very good. I think he's doing great jobs out there. Ridley Scott, Tony Scott, both doing great jobs out there. You know what I mean?
It's a lot of them out there. It's almost similar to the music industry. There's so many artists that's just so good that you don't know about or you never hear about or they don't get the light of the day. And the film industry is kind of similar. Like I said, I just started writing and I was reading books on writing and just reading the statistics about how many even make it. Right. It's like hip hop. It's like 8 million rappers. I mean, when we started rhyming in the 70s, it was about 10. Right? No, I'm saying on wax. Okay. It was no more than 10 people that MCs that had records out. Right. Now it's about what? I mean, it's 55,000 albums dropped last year. So
55,000. They say
and only about 200 hit the charts out of 55. So
that's big.
It's hard. It's hard to make it. So
can you imagine all the people who don't get an album or out
right
doing it? Okay. Cool. I think that's it, guys.
Thanks.
Thanks. Pleasure talking to you. I gotta tell you, no, they're still in Wu-Tang. Jim wanted, or did you guys offer that bit of advice to him?
Nah, he wrote that, huh?
Yeah, some of it was just thrown in out of nowhere. Bill had some policies. Yeah, exactly.
But a lot of the stuff that Jim wrote, like a lot of it was script. I say 80% was script, but 20% was tossed in. But Jim was familiar with Wu-Tang. He's familiar with the GZA. He's familiar with me. We see each other, throughout the course of the year. And I think at first I thought he was his way of mocking us. You know what I mean? Because it's like, yo, hold on, this is making a joke of us. But at the same time, but I think we knew that he wanted to do coffee and cigarettes. But we didn't know that Bill Murray was going to be there. Right. You know what I mean? I knew you was going to be there. Yeah. You knew I was going to be there. I didn't know Bill Murray is part of it. So Jim it was more like a surprise thing. I think that kind of also helped the flow of the energy too, because it was more like a surprise about what we doing and what it was about. And also, if you look at the movie, you notice that everybody in the movie drinks coffee except us. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean?
Actually, I love the little talk you guys have about the pros and cons of coffee versus tea. Right. It's pretty funny. Is that something that
No, I haven't. No.
Me either. I didn't see that, none of them.
Were you kind of surprised by because I didn't know anything about the movie going in, so I didn't know if it was going to be, everybody sort of together, or little vignettes, or how it was going to work. Were you surprised, or what was your reaction when you said, okay, well, it's going to be 5 minutes and it's you guys with Bill Murray?
What do you tell us about Bill Murray? Was it day off? I don't know what was going to be Bill Murray.
But it was. I found out the day off. We got the script the same day we got there. When we arrived, the script was given to us, so everything was just right there on the spot. I didn't actually know what it was about.
Well, he knows what we do. He knows that we a tea. We drink tea. We drink herbal tea. Yeah, so he kind of played along with the reality, along with his own little imagination.
Is it weird when somebody's asking you to play yourself in a way? I mean, do you become sort of self-aware of yourself and of your movements and the way you talk and stuff, or is it easy to sleep?
Actually, it's much easier like that because you don't have to portray any role or anything. You just be yourself. It's a whole lot easier.
I gotta add too that.
Oh yeah.
All right. Well, let's just start with getting involved with the project. How did Jim approach you guys to participate in it?
Well, really, Jim has been a friend of ours since Ghost Dog, you know what I mean? And when he wanted to get us to participate in coffee and cigarettes, he reached out to our people. I think he asked me personally. He also know friends of ours, and he reached out, and the word got back around that Jim wanted us to come join him and do some work. And he was happy to come assist him any way possible.
Have you seen some of the previous coffee and cigarette shorts that he had done?